Hello, my name is Kelsey, and I need to find a new place to cry at work. Welcome to the podcast. Can you take my shift? This podcast is about bonding with your coworkers about how much you hate your job. So I just have one question for you. Can you take my shift?
I have to go pick up my socks at the dry cleaner, so I'm kind of busy.
Oh yeah, that's so important. Totally fair. I get that. So today I am back with my second favorite skinny legend. Sadly, John Mulaney was unable to come in today. I know, so sad. We'll have to get him next week. But today's podcast is actually inspired by that strong Asian American woman he is. One of my favorite quotes from him, from his comedy special, Comeback Kid, I am very small, and I have no money. So you can imagine the stress I am under. And I swear to God, if that does not sum me up to a T, I truly do not know what does.
If that doesn't sum up every millennial Gen Z to a T, I don't know what does.
So let's talk about this week. What did we do this week? So this week was a pretty busy week for us.
Yeah, it was pretty busy, pretty fun.
So this week, we met up with our friend Kaylee, who we love, of course, friend to the podcast. She has a photography business, so she took photos of us for our social media that you're hopefully going to be seeing soon. She's also getting married, because love is gross. Gross. She's getting married. So we went bridesmaids dress shopping. Oh, so I was prepared for the worst for bridesmaids dress shopping. I don't know why I was dreading it so much. I truly don't know why I was dreading it.
I don't know why either.
I think it just reminds me back of when I was trying to find a winter formal dress, like all the way back when I was 17 years old, and nothing looked good on me, and I hated everything. So, and then I was so worried because all the brides. So Kaylee has 6 beautiful bridesmaids, but all of us have very different body types. Like, none of us look alike at all.
No.
Like, I think me and Traveler look like the closest, but other than that, none of us look alike.
Yeah, we're all pretty different in, like, styles, height, shape, just everything.
Yeah.
And we're just really lucky that Kaylee allows us all to pick our own dresses, just within different colors. So we went just to look. We're like, yeah, like, let's just get a feel of what we like, how the dresses will look and fit on us. And then we all ended up buying dresses.
Yeah, you were like totally like, oh, this is just gonna be a chill day, and I was ready for like Say Yes to the Dress, Bridesmaids, Atlanta. I was prepared for someone to go, you look horrible. Like, I am not wearing that color. Like, oh, you look fat in that dress. Like, I was fully ready.
Which is weird, because we're all rather nice to each other. Like, we all get along. Like, we're all, like, friends and chummies, so...
I've just been watching too much TLC.
I guess so.
I've never been bridesmaid dressing before, because the last time I was in a wedding, I was a flower girl, and that dress was just given to me. So, like, I don't know. Can you imagine? Say Yes to the Dress, Flower Girl edition.
Oh my God, it'd be like Toddlers and Tiaras.
Oh.
I'd watch that.
Yeah.
I'd love that. TLC, hit us up.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Sorry, copyright.
Copyright, sorry.
But anyway, so we took, back to what we did this weekend. So we took photos with Kaylee Peach Photography, and we want to shout her out. Her Instagram is at kbateman_photography. And we also, another one of the bridesmaids also has a small business. Her name is Danica, and it's at Dead Tired Tattoos. She's also the one who did our Sivako tattoos.
Yeah, love it. Can't believe she put up with that. But it's you can find them on Instagram and Facebook underneath those names.
But so that's a great transition into what today's episode is about. So, unfortunately, we're about to enter a recession. Many people are still out of work, many have not recovered, and now a lot of people are working on a side hustle. And now most of us all in customer service are not working the job because we love it or it's our passion. It's simply to pay the bills.
Yeah.
My dad would always say this quote when I was a kid. You either work to live or live to work. So, like many of our friends, this podcast is actually our side hustle. Like, will we make any money off this podcast? Who knows? Does anyone want to sponsor us? You can hit us up. But it's something we do to enjoy, and if there's a possible of making money, of course we're going to take up on it.
Mm-hmm. I think especially right now with the uncertain times, it almost seems like everybody is trying to monetize their hobbies. You know, making masks or like stickers that become really huge. I know a lot of artists have opened up their commissions during this time, which is great. Got to support our artists and our small communities in that sense.
So like when we went into the quarantine, the big thing I kept saying is when this is, when we're allowed to leave our houses again, not when this is done, when we're allowed to exit our apartments, I want to support small businesses. And I think it's absolutely crucial because corporations will survive.
Yes.
It's small businesses that will go under. So my big thing was I'm going to support small businesses. And the best place to always start is if any of your friends or family have small businesses, those are the people you need to be supporting first. Major chains, they're going to recover. Your small business may not recover. Now, and also supporting a small business doesn't mean always buying. There's so many other ways to support a small business, and some of them take 2 seconds. Now, the one thing I want to say is there's a difference between a small business and supporting your friend or family's MLM.
Ooh, MLMs. We all know those. We all love those high school girls who hit us up in our... It's always Facebook.
Oh, it's 100%
always
Facebook. I'm going to rant about that. So before we get into Kelsey's MLM rant, I want to talk about the positives. How to support your friends. How to support your friends, small business owners. If your friend is an artist, it takes 2 seconds to like and share their artwork. Mm-hmm. You don't even have to buy their artwork, but exposure is key. Like, social media is a giant part of all of our lives. It literally takes, like, you see that all the time on Twitter. It takes 2 seconds to retweet.
Yeah.
Another way is to shout them out. If your friend posts a beautiful painting, you can just share it to your Instagram story. Again, 2 seconds. Now, another thing is, okay, so I like to consider myself a very good friend. Like, do you think I'm a very good friend? Oh, shut up. You know I'm a good friend.
You're good. You're a good friend.
So, as a good friend, I have this rule that I will literally like everything you post on Instagram. I don't care if I don't actually like it. Like, if you go to your Instagram feed, I have liked every single one of your photos, I think, to when I have met you.
Oh, wow. I think I've done that too. Maybe not since when I met you, but pretty close.
Yeah, like, I think one night we were drunk and I was like, okay, I'm going back, and I went all the way back into your feed and I just kept liking. So if I am your friend, I will like every single photo you post. I mean, friend, best friend, there's a little difference. Like, if you're one of my best friends and you look through your likes, I've liked everything. Whether it's love like, pity like, or just, a bro like, I have liked everything. And that is an easy way to support. Because it's
just like, it's a way of getting likes, and it's a way from someone who has a very small social media background. If you're trying to get out there, it shows its engagement.
Yes, that was the word I was looking for, engagement. Yeah. Now, another thing too, if your friend is selling a product, and if you can afford it, buy the product.
Buy the product.
Like, if your friend is making keychains, do not, and I repeat, do not ask for one for free. If they offer you one, that's a different story. But don't go, hey, Beth, you make really cool keychains. Can you make me one for free? No, your friend is trying to have a business here. You support them and you buy one.
Exactly.
Just like to our friends, like, take, for example, our podcast. It's easy to support our podcast by dropping us a like, sharing us, or if you want to get technical for views, put us on, if you don't want to listen to us, put us on really low in the background while you're washing dishes.
Yeah, just put us on a random device that you're not 100% using at the moment, and just let that just go.
And that is an easy way to support us without doing, like, minimal effort and no money.
Exactly.
So that's how easy it is to completely support your friends and their businesses. So another way is offer to help them out. So, like I said, our friend Kaylee, she's a photographer. How do I help her out? Well, she has no one to shoot. All right, you can shoot me.
Yeah. We're in each other's social bubbles at the moment for COVID. So we went out, just had a nice little social distanced photo shoot. And, it's free photos for her. Then we get these lovely photos. And we get a day with our friend, right?
Exactly.
Like, it's just a good, wholesome time.
Or if your friends, wants to hang out and they're like, I have to send off all these packages and I just don't have time. You grab a bottle of wine. You hang out, you help them send packages. It's so easy to help people out when you truly care about them.
Or if your friend has a sticker company, a jewelry company, a clothing company, wear their stuff, buy their things, and then if someone is like, oh my gosh, where'd you get that shirt? Where'd you get those earrings? Hook them up. Just be like, oh yeah, I'll give you their Instagram immediately. This is their work. It's amazing. It's my friend.
You know what's really important, which you had to remind me to do, is tagging.
Yeah.
Yeah, if friend's a photographer and takes a photo, tag their photography page. Yeah. If your friend makes you a necklace and they have a jewelry business, tag them. You explained to me how much, because I didn't really understand tagging. I would only tag the people. I was like, if I posted a photo of you and I would tag you and I.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize how crucial tagging is.
Yeah, we'll quickly get into a little marketing bit because it is really interesting, and I find this really funny. Out of our group of friends, I have the most Instagram followers.
Which flex on me here.
Yeah, flex. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And it's literally because sometimes I post or I tag companies. I tag the clothes I'm wearing. I tag the makeup I'm wearing. I've currently been tagging my hair is pink. I've been tagging the pink hair dye company I've been using. And it's all those things that when people search those companies or things like that, then you show up on their feed and it's like, oh, this person wears these clothes, uses these hair dyes. It's so important because it's a keyword. It's so important. Also, location. Location is very important because then people know where you're located, right? And when it comes to supporting local, that is the most important thing.
Oh, that's true. I remember I would see people, if they posted a really good coffee shop, and I was like, where is this? And then I might get my hopes up that it would be anywhere near me, and then you find out it's a plane ride away, and you're like, oh, that's not helpful.
Yeah, and I know, a big thing when it comes to, tagging clothing and everything is people always, especially on influencers, they're like, where'd you get that top? Where'd you get that skirt? Oh my god, I love your eyeshadow. What brand is it from? And some really awful people will be like, I'm not going to tell you because they're gatekeepers and they're super awful people. If you just tag them, you will deal with a lot less comments of people just saying, where'd you get that? Where'd you get that? If they just hold on the photo, then they know, oh, I got this from ASOS. Oh, I got this from this clothing brand. Oh, it's from my friend's local company. Go and support them.
I've never truly understood the whole gatekeeping part of that. I understand that you want to have a signature style, but you didn't design that top. There is probably 50,000 units of that top. That top is not specific to you unless you sewed that top yourself. I just don't get it. And also too, one thing I found, if you're really gonna be that way, just say you thrifted it.
Yeah, just say you thrifted it. Or you know what, you can even tag the thrift store and just be like, this is where I got it. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can find something similar. There's so many ways around it instead of just being a gatekeeping prick.
Yeah, it's just really rude. Also too, if somebody really wants to find out where you got it, they will do the work and they will find it. So you're not as sleuthy as you think you are.
No, exactly. The only reason you should never not tag anything or be really nonchalant, maybe you have a dress that you bought 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And it's like, but even in that case, just say, I bought it at this brand 2 years ago, but maybe they have something similar.
Yeah.
Just, again, don't be a gatekeeping prick. It's that simple.
Exactly. Now I want to go back to supporting your friends. So we went over supporting your friends who have the side hustle, but I want to talk about supporting your friends who don't have a side hustle, who still work in customer service. We touched about this last podcast, but I want to talk a little bit more about this. So let's say I'm a server, I'm going back to work, and my friends want to support me. come into my restaurant and tip. Now, I've been a server before. I remember you and Kaylee one day, before you got your matching tattoos without me, you guys came into my restaurant and I got a discount.
Yeah.
So I gave you both a friends and family discount. Now, I want to talk about tipping on a discount. So when someone gives you a friends and family discount, you tip before the discount.
Absolutely.
You make up the difference, because you're letting your friend lose out. So if you're a percentage tipper and your friend gives you a discount off, they're losing out on money. But if you tip them before the discount, you're still saving money.
Yeah, you're basically you're saving the original tip is what you're doing.
Yeah. So if you want to support your friends who don't have a side hustle and they work in a tipped industry, you tip them, right? Because that's a way to support them. I can't get over any time I give someone a discount and then they short me there. Like, I've worked in places where I've seen people give discounts and then they don't tip at all. I'm like, excuse me?
No, you tip.
You tip.
Just tip.
Exactly. Like, if I was to come into the coffee shop and you were to give me, a discount, I would toss some money in the tip jar.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what you do, right? Like, I also too, I've been to a hairstylist where I've gotten a friends and family discount, and I still always tip because they're doing you a favor, right? You don't want your friend to lose out on any money. I don't care if the company loses out on any money. No, like, the restaurant can lose out whatever. It's fine.
Be Robin Hood. Steal from the rich, give to the poor.
Exactly. So another way, so if your friend is not has a side hustle, but is working in a tipped industry, that's a way you can support them. If they're not working in a tipped industry, I don't know, how would you support your friend who worked at a clothing store?
Oh, if you supported your friend who worked in a clothing store, it depends, honestly, if that store runs on commission or not. I worked for a mid-level luxury brand for about 6 months, and I did like it. It was fine. It was kind of just management that made me quit. But we didn't run on commission, but we still needed to make daily sales quotas. So if I ever had friends come in, or if I had friends who wanted to buy something, it was kind of tricky because they'd always just want my discount. And you can't make commission if you're using your discount. What I would kind of do, I think the only way really around that is if you have a coworker you really like, or if you have a coworker you know who is maybe short on their monthly earnings, if you go in and give your discount to a friend on their sales. Mm-hmm. Like, you're their customer kind of thing. Sales gets really tricky because there's no way to get around that discount.
That's fair.
So, unfortunately, when you work in a clothing or retail industry, you truly cannot win. That is one of the worst things about retail, is you truly cannot win.
You know what I did think? I just thought of a way to support them. You know when you're at a store and they go, here's an employee survey, and they circle the bottom? That is what you do.
Yes. Not all stores do that, though. That is the one kind of tricky thing. But if there's any store that ever gives you a survey to fill it out. At the coffee shop that we both worked at, every once in a while they would send out people random surveys. Oh man, we are rated on those all the time. So you always need to leave at least a 9. Not even a 9, you need to leave a 10. Mm-hmm. If it's a scale of 1 to 10, you need to leave a 10, because companies will not look at anything. I don't want to say all companies. I will say at least the coffee shop will not look at anything below a 7.
Well, like, I remember when I worked at a drugstore and my aunt came in and she got the random, like, because it would spit out a survey about every 3 or 4 people.
Oh, yeah.
So my aunt got it, and then and we would get bonuses if we got good reviews. So my aunt filled it out and she was like, this person was the best person ever. I'm like, thanks, Auntie.
That's really sweet.
But yeah, so if there's any surveys surveys or reviews.
Yes, they are.
You can support because, some managers will give, some companies or managers will give bonuses. So if you can't support your friends monetarily, filling out a survey.
Yeah.
Or writing off a Google review. That's
super important.
That's also a great way to help out your friends.
Yeah.
So now that we've talked about all the amazing ways to help out your friends, your family, and I expect everyone who's listening to hopefully be following all those, let's go back to the Hey Girly.
Hey girly.
Haven't seen you since AP Bio. How are you? Oh my god, your profile picture is so cute. Hey, have you ever thought about being your own boss?
Hashtag girl boss.
Hashtag girl power, Hashtag,
I know.
Was it boss bitch? Yeah, boss bitch, girl power.
I know no one can see this, but I am rolling my eyes profusely.
Now, MLMs, or what they really are, pyramid schemes. So if anyone doesn't know what MLM means, it means multi-level marketing.
Yes.
So, multi-level marketing. It's in the shape of what? A pyramid. What is that? A pyramid scheme.
And basically the most simple way to break it down, it's these companies that sell any type of product from health to beauty to clothing to jewelry, and they basically get you in saying, look at all this money you can make when you sell all these things, and then they go even further being like, hey, you should get people to join you so you become their boss, and every time they make money, you get money off of that, which builds the pyramid. It's a whole spider web effect. Like, it just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes.
So, let's come to call out town. All right, MLMs. When I think of MLMs, I think of Avon, Mary Kay, LuLaRoe,
Scentsy, Airborne, Origami Owl,
Beachbody.
Yeah.
I think there's one that sold pearls. Tyra Banks had a Tyra Beauty. That was an MLM.
What was the one that went around for a really long time? Do you remember? It was the one that sold like the 3D falsies mascara. Did you ever see that?
No, I have seen the 24-hour lips. The 24-hour lipstick one is another one.
Oh, maybe it's the same company. Damn,
and
I
then
wish I remembered the name.
Think essential oils. That's another one.
Yeah, that's another one.
And then those was it Nina Lima, the necklaces?
Oh, yeah.
Another MLM. So we're just gonna call out town. I don't care. We're gonna call out all of those because they are. If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. It's an MLM. Now, MLMs disgust me, and also too. So right now, a lot of people are out of work still.
Yep.
So what is the perfect time to prey on people?
Now. When they don't have a job and they're looking for a quote-unquote quick and easy way to make money.
Quick and easy way to make money. You can work from home.
You can deal with your kids and still make money.
Yeah, you don't have to hire a sitter because you're your own boss. And these MLMs truly prey on people who are in the worst situations. Like, MLMs have been proven to prey on military wives is a huge one.
Oh, yeah.
They prey on single mothers.
Yep.
Like, MLMs predominantly prey on women. There is, like, it's not, men do sign up for it as well, but predominantly they do prey on women.
Yeah.
They prey on vulnerable women. So, military wives, single mothers, people who are trying to get themselves out of debt, which anytime you're trying to get yourself out of debt in an MLM, you 99% of the time end up in more debt than you started.
Yeah, because MLMs don't always tell you have to spend a certain amount of money before you can even make money. It's the whole thing. You got to spend money to make money, but in the MLM sense, some of these companies make you spend up to $5,000 to buy in, which is absolutely astronomically insane to me.
If a company ever asks you to buy their product and then to sell it on your own, that's 100%. Like, that is the biggest red flag that is an MLM. It's just like when I was an actor and they told me in acting school, if an agent ever tells you to pay for stuff, they're a fraud.
Yeah.
Because an agent does not make money until you make money. And the same thing for MLM. get a job at, I don't know, Forever 21, and they're like, oh, so you're going to pay for the merchandise you're going to sell on the floor, because that doesn't make any sense,
No.
right? So immediately you would go like, this doesn't make any sense. So why do MLMs still get people?
It only makes sense from the thing is, they get you because they always say, you're starting your own business. When you want to start your own business, you have to buy product. But the thing is, they don't tell you is you're just buying their product that they've already paid for. That's done. So they're just making money off of you.
Yeah, you're not like, oh, I'm buying product for an individual boutique. No, you've already purchased their product, so they've made their money.
Yeah.
Right?
They're fine. Now you're on the hook for their product. It's gone from their warehouse.
Yeah, they've made their money. Now they've got it on you, and then you have to resell it. It's the same thing as you going to a thrift store, buying clothes, and then reselling them. That's all MLMs are. You're just a reseller, because they've already sold the product.
Yeah.
And then the big thing about MLMs is they always want you to build your team, right? Because they make commission it's a pyramid, right? So they make commission off you, and then you make commission. You make a certain percentage of the sales. So if I get 2 people to sign up, I get a percentage of their sales. Which, again, I don't know why this is a red flag. I don't know why it's not a red flag that it's a pyramid scheme when you're making commission off the money. Now, when I think about MLMs, and I think about the one. So I've never personally supported an MLM ever, but my mother has.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I was a kid, my mother always got the Avon catalogs. Now, my mother never sold Avon because my mom is not the kind of person who is good at selling.
Yeah.
My mom is a very smart, sweet lady, but I think a car salesman would be her personal hell, to be a car salesman. She is not a pushy person. She's not a pushy person at all, so she cannot sell things. But she always enjoyed buying things from Avon, and she would order from an Avon lady almost every month. And she was really into it. She would give me the catalog. Like, all of my first makeup was from Avon.
Did you ever use the Avon bubble bath?
Well, 100%, yeah. The Avon Bubbles Bath. I really liked the Avon Cooling Foot Sprays. My very first bottle of perfume. Oh, God, I remember the scent. It was called Far Away, and by Avon.
It's okay. Honestly, I'm looking, again, y'all want to picture this? I'm looking across, because we record this in our room. That bottle of perfume that Kelsey likes to use so much is actually an Avon perfume that a family member has given to me.
Oh, we cannot escape. That's the thing, is like, you gotta give that shit away. You can't sell it. You just gotta give that shit away.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Ugly duckling here. I had the worst skin when I was younger. Absolutely the worst skin. Until I started taking care of it, because my mom bought me this 3-step professional skincare line from Avon.
Ooh.
And my skincare cleared up, and I was like, wow, it must be this. Or it could be, the birth control I went on.
It's hard to tell all around the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Or the fact that, like, I had leveled out, like, I was in the middle of puberty. So who knows which one set it out. But in my mind, it was the Avon. Probably was the birth control, but who knows?
Who knows?
But I had quite the amount of Avon products. And my mom's Avon lady was so sweet. She would always include extra stuff with her, and she would write her handwritten cards.
Oh, well, that's very sweet.
And it was really sweet until the day that I figured out Avon was an MLM, and I was like, Mom, we need to have a talk. And she was like, I know, but especially moving on to now when I work and been educated in the beauty industry. Like, as an adult, I've been very much educated in the beauty industry.
Yeah.
And the amount of terrible things my mother bought before, I was like, oh.
It does get a little tricky, because in your mother's defense, I'm sure she just wanted to support her friend, like, her quote-unquote, her friend's business, right?
Yeah.
And if your mom liked it, it's not the worst. It just sucks that your mom's friend was pulled into that.
Yeah. So, another thing these MLMs like to show off is their conventions.
Oh, the conventions.
It is, I don't know why the conventions just also remind me of, like, a mega church. because
They kind of are.
they kind of are. They draw you in with this flashy and this excitement and this false sense of it's always the false sense of female empowerment that I just cannot get over. Where they give you these false promises, and it's always, I don't know why, it's Mary Kay is one of the worst ones. They're like, they always the promise of getting the Mary Kay car.
Yeah. Well, there's the big thing, I don't think this is much of a thing in Canada, but in the States, I remember I came across this video on Facebook, Twitter, somewhere, and it was about one of the MLMs. Maybe it was Mary Kay, maybe, I think it was one of like the Amway ones. They throw these car parties. So it's when these women, these hashtag girl bosses, have made so much money that the company gives them a free car. But it's not 100% free.
Oh, it's never free.
It's never free. You have spent so much money, and it's usually kind of once you get enough, quote unquote, team members under your name, that is when you get the car. So it's kind of, in my opinion, it seems dirty. Like, you've now tricked all these women into joining into this false sense of community and this false sense of making money. And what do you get out of it? A car. Susan, does that truly make you happy at the end of the day that you get a car that always has the company's name on it? Oh my gosh, have you ever seen those cars driven around town that are like, I'm an Avon lady, or I sell Tupperware, and the person has their freaking phone number on their car to be like, call me. And it's like, it just seems so forced and so uncomfortable.
It's so forced, so uncomfortable. And also, I know we have different rules than they do have in the United States, but nothing is ever free in the United States. That was the big thing. Remember when, we're talking far back, when Oprah was like, you get a car, you all get a car. You still had to pay taxes on those cars. Some people had to take second mortgages out on their home.
Yeah.
Because in the United States, when you win something, you still have to pay taxes on it.
Yeah.
That's why when, if you win a game show where you get $1 million, you don't get $1 million.
No.
You get about 630,000 of it. The rest goes to taxes. Yeah. In Canada, if we win $1 million,
that's tax-free.
It's tax-free. We just get it.
We eating good.
Exactly. So that's a really nice thing about winning the lottery in Canada, is that money is just all yours.
Yeah. No, I have had a couple family members who have unfortunately fallen into MLMs. I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to out my family. Y'all do you. It's fine.
You've learned. We all know you've learned from your mistakes.
Yes. But... I remember growing up, my family, no one in my family bought into this one, but we bought things from it. It was Scentsy. So, you know those, like, wax cubes, when they were first getting really popular, Scentsy was the really big one. I'm not gonna lie, some of their scents were fine. I never bought any of the melting wax things because, my family's really, like, scent sensitive, but they had little kind of scent packs that you could put in sports bags, and those were great because my brother, my cousin, me, we all did sports, so you needed something.
Oh yeah, throw those in Williams skates. We all know how bad skates smell.
Yeah, no, you gotta soak up that nasty odor. So that was fine, and we kind of fell out of it. One of my family members did end up selling, it was called Origami Owl, and it was those like little, I know Pandora now sells them, which I find so funny, because I was like, you stole this idea from Origami Owl. But it's those like window circular lockets that you can put the little charms in, and it's just like a circle on your chest.
I think do I have one of those?
You have one of those. I have one. It's
okay.
Yours, I think maybe yours is Origami Owl. I don't know. Mine is 100% Origami Owl.
I was told, my coworker thinks it's a Nina Lima.
Maybe.
I got it for free. I got it as a gift. Yeah. So I didn't pay for it.
No, mine I got from a family member. And like I do like it. It's very pretty in my opinion. And they're fun. But like the weird thing to me is that owner was like extremely religious. And she was very much like girl power, girl, like all like very much like female empowerment. And I don't really know what happened to her company. They kind of ended up going away from the MLM, where they just started selling online. So I was like, oh, okay, you changed, so I will give you some small amount of credit. I know the big one that another one of my family members still sells is Amway. And I'm not 100% sure how Amway works. And the only reason I know that she sells this is because that's what I get as gifts every time.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, they're always beauty products, and so I try them with a grain of salt, and at the end of the day, they're quite okay. One of my favorite bronzers is actually from them because it blends into my skin so well. And the mascara that I currently use is also from them. So I got no issues. I've received them as gifts, so this is all very much, I got no emotional attachment. The products are fine. Will I ever order them? Probably not, because I know I can get just as good as a product without supporting this horrible MLM company, which makes me kind of feel bad because at the same way, if I was to reorder, if I was to really like them, at least then I'm supporting my family member who sells them, but at the same time I'm supporting this terrible company. So it becomes a gray area because I'm not going to have that conversation with her because I don't know her well enough. It's mainly just like, when you just give someone gifts, you're not really sure what to get them. That's why she gives it to me. And I do like the products, but I'm not going to have the conversation of her, especially at Christmas time.
Oh God, no! You're in a no-win situation.
I'm in a no-win situation, so I'm going to accept this. I'm going to use them. I'm not going to throw them away because that's extremely wasteful. But I'm not going to reorder them. So it's very much a catch-22.
No, that's the thing. Like if you ever purchase a product and you don't, something comes out and you don't agree with, what the board has done, throwing them out, burning them, it's counterintuitive. You've already purchased the product, they've already got their money.
Yeah.
You use it and you don't repurchase.
Exactly. And I know my one family member who was selling Origami Owl ended up just like quitting and then stuck with a bunch of inventory, but she didn't even try to sell it. She just kept it all for herself. Which, you know what? Fair. If you can't sell it, keep it all. Wear it proudly and just be like, yeah, I got it from this company.
Well, that's a big problem too, is when they finally try to get out and they can't, you have all this inventory that you've had to purchase. So if you go to a thrift store, I know one of the worst ones is LuLaRoe. They're that company that made those god-awful printed leggings.
Yeah.
And you cannot sell that stuff. Like, you go to a thrift store and it's just racks and racks of it. Because you try to quit, but you have to try and sell all of this merchandise.
Yeah. There was a really good, did you say Vox documentary?
I think it was Vox.
Yeah, I think it was Vox. So if anyone is interested, there is a extremely well put out Vox documentary about the issues with LuLaRoe, because LuLaRoe for a long time was the big company. Everyone was like, "Oh, their leggings are so soft."
We'll tag it in the description on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll tag it in the description. And yeah, people do like the live parties to sell off their LuLaRoe. And I remember I followed a couple influencers at the time who were selling it, and they were also selling it because they had a huge like Disney collection, which is how they got their claim to fame, is they had all these Disney products. So all these influencers were selling it, all these micro influencers were selling it to try to make money. And then did the company go under? I think it did.
I think they're in a giant legal battle right now.
Yeah.
If you want the best information you can get is we'll link the documentary.
Is the documentary, but it was just really sad to see these ladies. Some of them ended up with like products sent to their door that had mold in them.
Yeah, because they would leave them in these giant stacks so they had too much product and they would be moldy and gross, and the leggings within one wear would get holes in them.
Yeah.
So it just was a giant disaster, and this company made so many promises. But that's what MLMs do. They make promises and they prey on people who are vulnerable, like during the pandemic. So I've kind of almost gotten rid of Facebook because I can't stand Facebook anymore. And I was Facebook friends with one of my previous teachers. I went to acting school. She was the movement and body teacher. So she teaches yoga, movement body, very beautiful teacher. She joined Airbon. During the pandemic, she joined Airbon, and I get it. You're an out of work actor. She's also a mom. She's not a single mom. She's married, but she's a mom with a daughter, and she's very beautiful. Like, she's extremely gorgeous. And it kind of took me a couple times because she was posting a lot more than she regularly would. Because I always liked, she always took such pretty photos. And then I realized she had joined an MLM. And as much as I enjoyed her as a teacher, and I think she's a wonderful woman, I couldn't believe that she was suckered into it. But she was Airbon's perfect target.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, a mom, in the middle, and out of work.
It's so weird to me because I also follow an influencer who joined Airbon over pandemic, but she's our age, which to me is incredibly wild. But she was in a little bit of a different circumstance because she worked for a cruise line and couldn't get obviously cruises aren't going right now.
Oh no,
She's
yeah.
out of a job.
Yeah.
And I see her post about her. She's also with Airbon. And she posts about the fizz sticks. That seems to be Airbon's huge thing, or these like fizz sticks and living a healthier life. You're not they have like, I think it's called their like 7-day reset. That's what Airbon is like known for. It's not about losing weight. It's about having a healthy lifestyle, which no matter how you say it, if you go on a quote unquote cleanse, a quote unquote reset, it's gonna make you lose weight, yes, but it's not permanent. It's very temporary.
It's all water, right?
It's
like,
all
also,
water.
too, like, detoxing is one of the biggest myths out there. You know what detoxes your body? Your liver.
Yeah.
You want to go through a detox? Don't drink alcohol for a week. And maybe, I don't know, eat vegetables every single day.
Yeah.
And you'll feel a lot better.
I'm sure if, you stopped eating sugar for 7 days, stopped eating carbs for 7 days, you're gonna notice a difference no matter what. It's the same thing when people got really obsessed with juice cleanses. Mm-hmm. I, for a while, was like, I'm gonna go on a juice cleanse, I'm gonna reset. And no matter what, any kind of reset is just expensive. And it's not worth it at the end of the day because your body is not used to that crazy immediate change. Mm-hmm. You have to, it's like any addiction. Sugar is an addiction. Carbs can be an addiction. Alcohol is an addiction. You gotta wean yourself off. As difficult as it is, you just gotta slowly do it. So all these, especially Airbon, that's the big one, it's not real results.
No. It's temporary results. It's just like when you don't drink coffee for a week and you have that massive headache every single day, but later you find that's all it is. It's weaning yourself off something. So she joined it. I unfortunately had to unfriend her and unfollow her because the amount of posts were incredible. Mm-hmm. I don't really have a problem with people who are very active on their social media because I don't follow too many people. But the fact that it was, I just couldn't support it, and I felt really bad for her. That I get it. She feels like she's in a place where she needs to join this, but it was just constant. And Airbon's basis model is they really want very beautiful women.
Yeah.
Because it's the age-old sex sells, beauty sells, right? You want to look like her. If you do this reset, you will look like her. Because she's very gorgeous. But the fact that she felt the thick need to do that. And then they always go like, hey girls, I'm looking for people to join my team. It's not a team.
Yeah. Or I know with Airbon's the big one. It's like, I have 10 spots for my month. Who wants to be within my month?
And they're running out fast.
Yeah, they're running out fast. No, you're not, because you're gonna post a couple days later being like, I still have spots left. Which most of the time, what's crazy is these girls can still sell it out. Which honestly, kudos to your hustle. Mm-hmm. Out of anything, I'm not gonna say like these MLM girls, they know how to hustle, and I'm not gonna deny that. I will respect that, but I think y'all just, I feel so bad. I don't want to like tear down girls, and I don't want to tear down women, because we're all very like feminine, live your life. But I don't think MLMs are the right way to do it.
No, and a lot of the time too, so we haven't even really touched about how a lot of these products are harmful.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so many lawsuits about all these different products from like LuLaRoe has a giant lawsuit from them. Beachbody has lawsuits against them. Airbon I think has lawsuits against them because a lot of these products are harmful to you.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not good for you. Anything that promises to make any magical diet, like diet thing that promises to lose weight really fast is not good for you. Like remember when the skinny teas, the fit teas, those are incredibly harmful to you.
Yeah, as someone who tried it, don't do it. I'm happy that train died because
Yeah.
I fell for it, and I'm so mad that I did.
They're so harmful to you because it's just a diuretic. You might as well go pick up a box of laxatives.
What was it? There's a brand. There's an MLM that talks about like hair loss, and it's for men and women, and they talk about how they can help regrow your hair follicles. I don't remember. I literally cannot remember what it's called, and I don't feel like looking it up. But that one, people were buying it like up and down, left, right, and center, and so but then it came out later that people were literally getting chemical burns from this product because it didn't actually do anything. It was just glorified shampoo.
Yeah.
That was hurting people, like chemical burns. It was just hurting people. So I'm happy people fell off that.
Because a lot of these MLMs, they use a marketing tool they use is it's your friend selling them to you. Your friend wouldn't lie. Your aunt wouldn't lie to you.
Yeah.
Right? So, your auntie wouldn't lie, so why shouldn't you buy this product? This product is amazing, right? They want you to have that false sense of trust you have in your friends and family. And that's why, like, for me MLMs are like a passion for me. There's some really great YouTube channels I watch, I can link them below, that really go into depth about MLMs, and it's really hard when you see someone who you care about and they fall for it. And it doesn't mean that they're not a smart person or a good person. It means someone came at them at the perfect timing to get them, right?
Yeah.
Like it's hard.
That's truly all it is. It's just someone who unfortunately just like it fell for a scam, and everyone I know has fell for a scam at some point. I have fallen for scams, friends have fallen for scams. So it just sucks. You know what MLM I do kind of miss a little bit though, but just because it's like a childhood memory, I miss Tupperware. And it's the only one. Tupperware has just kind of died off. But you know what? Tupperware is solid. That is like the only one. Because it's just kind of useful.
Yeah, no.
The rest of them just suck.
Honestly, that was I mean, like Tupperware from the 80s still lasts up till today.
Yeah, my family has so much Tupperware.
Yeah.
So if there's any Tupperware people out there, that is the only one. Maybe not even do your research.
No, yeah, I'm sure there's other Tupperware like plastic containers, but we really should be going to glass because plastic's harmful.
Exactly. But if you're gonna, instead of maybe what we should kind of touch on the most, or if you're gonna learn any lesson from this podcast, it's the fact that instead of going towards an MLM, look into either small businesses that you can also support, maybe even work for or get your information from, whatever that works. Or if you truly have a passion that you feel like you can make money off of, go towards that. Because I think one of the main reasons that MLMs are also so successful is these women who they say they love beauty. They say they love hair. They say they love fashion. They say they love health and well-being. But they don't want to pay for the schooling on it or the background, and I understand that school is very expensive, cosmetology, getting certified in different health aspects of life, it's very expensive. So MLMs seem like an easy way in because cool, here are all these products that are already made for you, so you can just quickly learn about them, and then you seem like you're an expert on health or well-being or on fashion or on textiles or all these things. So now you feel like you seem so smart, And that's how they get you, because now you feel like you've done the work when, and I'm sorry if you run an MLM and you're listening to this, you haven't done the work. You have just read some books. It's like working a minimum wage job. Like when I worked for my retail company, they make you do all this extra learning. I had to learn about leather. I had to learn about the different types. I had to learn about how the difference between pebble leather and cross grain leather and all these different things that we did, which, wow, now I feel so smart and knowledgeable that I know this, but it's still only the company making money. It's not me. I'm paying for their stock. That's all it's doing. So that's one of the reasons I think MLMs are so successful. It's because it allows these people to think they've put in a lot more work than they actually have. Which I get it. It seems easy. But if you really, really feel passionate about something like essential oils or health or like cosmetics, it's better to invest the money to go back to school because you are going to get a better return on investment in it.
And I could not said it better than myself. That's all it is. And that was so beautifully put, Amy.
Oh, thanks.
And I think I want to wrap that up with today is support your friends and family if they have true, ethically, like, small businesses. Support. And if no one in your family or friends has a small business, look in your community.
Yeah.
Because when we support our communities, that's what lifts us all up. So support small businesses in your community. Support small Black-owned businesses because Black lives matter.
Black lives do matter.
And that's all you can do. Is the best way to help everybody out of this pandemic is to bring up everybody around us.
Definitely. I think we're just going to quickly like reiterate the shout outs. And I thought of one that I didn't think about before. So our friend who took our lovely photos this week, and she runs an amazing photography business. Her name is Kaylee. She runs out of the Lower Mainland, but she will travel. I hope. Sorry if I talked out of spot there, but she takes lovely photos.
Yeah, she'll come to Alaska. No, just kidding.
No, but she'll make time if she is available, and she loves taking photos. It's one of her like lovely passions. So you can find her at kbateman_photography on Facebook and on Instagram. And then we have our lovely bridesmaid and friend Danica at Dead Tire Tattoos. She runs out of Abbotsford as well. She is up and coming, and she does lovely artwork, and she is so nice, and she makes you feel so comfortable and so safe.
And she's so gentle. She took my tattoo virginity, and I could not have asked for a better time.
Exactly. I also have a lovely classmate who I totally forgot. She is currently running a jewelry business, oddly enough. You can find her on Instagram at Lazy Day Beads. You can find her on Instagram at Lazy Daisy Beads. I'll also tag her because her beads are really cute and they're really fun. And yeah, that's kind of all the people I have. If you want to support local, especially in Vancouver, we did touch on thrift stores. There's so many good ones on Main Street. There's so many. I don't even want to go through and tag them all. Maybe I'll do that on Instagram because there's just so many.
On Instagram, we will tag all of our favorite local businesses that you can support.
Because there's so many. We'll support some Black Lives Matters business. There's just so much you can do to help rebuild. And I don't care if y'all say local business is too expensive. It is expensive, but you are supporting local. I understand if not everybody can do it. But if you do it maybe once a month, twice a month, it makes a difference.
When you support a local business, that could mean somebody's kid gets skating lessons.
Exactly. It means as small as that.
Yeah.
So, and to wrap the podcast up, we'll also quickly shout ourselves out. You can find us on Instagram at Can You Take My Shift? You can find us on Twitter at CYTMS Podcast. You can listen to us on Spotify. You can listen to us on Apple. You can listen to us on Anchor. You can listen to us on Google Podcasts. You can also listen to us on YouTube and many other things that you can also find on Anchor's website. So I think that's it for us this week. And Kelsey, can you take my shift?
Are you working with Kyle that day?
I think so.
Then no.
Oh. Kyle kind of sucks, so I think Kyle also runs an MLM. We don't want to talk to him at work. He'll try to push it on us. All right, thank you guys so much for listening this week, and I just hope you all have a good week.
We'll see you next time.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.